Hello and welcome into another edition of Mr. Disfinity. Today I am thrilled to bring you the first of a series that will be happening over the next quite a while. I'm not going to be bringing anything out really quickly with these, but I want to just kind of give you a little bit of a taste and an overview of what this toy box is going to look like, or at least the first part of this toy box. It's going to go session by or piece by piece. Now, some of you may be looking at this, and I probably could have put in the background even further. Maybe you don't see it when you're at this part, the the castle. But yeah, you're looking at this and maybe going, well, that's Disneyland. Professor Toybox has already done Disneyland. Why are we doing this? Because we're not doing Disneyland. We're going across the Esplanade, I think that's what they call it, to Disney's California Adventure. Now, one of the cool things, I first went to California Adventure quite a few years ago, and there used to be the letters California, California, across here. That would have taken up quite a bit of memory, and they don't have that there anymore. And it's kind of difficult to be able to go based off of the letters that we currently have, or the blocks that we currently have to be able to create letters like that, and not enough space. But I have been able to take and create Disney's California Adventure based off of the current way that it looks in a lot of aspects, but there are some changes. There are a few areas in here over this series as we do it that you will see there are some nods to the old California Adventure, as well as a couple of different nods to just some lands and some things that are there. I brought Mr. Incredible along with Mr. Disfinity here to be able to do this. We're just going to do just the main entrance area today to California Adventure. And so I will show you kind of what this area looks like. I'm not going to necessarily, unlike other videos that I've done before, I'm not going to necessarily take the bird's eye view, just because I want to kind of get just a little bit more of some things that are waiting around the corner and things like that. And I feel like it'd be kind of almost a spoiler for some of those things. So I may not, but then again, who knows, by the time we're done, I may show that to you. One of the things that I did here at the top, though, you can see I've taken in and put the Calhoun command. And this is one of the pieces from the plants drawer that you take. That's what I'm talking about, this area right up here at the top, these towers. That's really close to kind of what it looks like at the entrance to California Adventure now. We took the Main Street pieces right here, and then I took, on top of that, I put in a piece of, so they just wouldn't be standing there by themselves. I took and put in some floor pieces right here all the way across. Did those with concrete, the white concrete, to kind of give it that concrete feel a little bit, or a little bit of a texture other than just the white plastic. And then added that piece there. I can show you which one it is in the plants drawer if you're looking to see. It is the Fantasy Terrain 4. So doing that and then using the Calhoun command, the Calhoun's command power disk for the texture, and adding that. So now that we're in here, maybe a couple of different things I could probably add here in the entrance just to kind of liven it up a little bit, but we do have some plants off in the sides and everything like that, and going through adding in some of the lanterns. There are actual lanterns as you go over this spot right here. A lot of what I use to remember, it's been a while, like I say, since I was at California Adventure. I just went and did a POV walkthrough video that walked you through the entrance at Rope Drop for DCA, and this is what I kind of came up with. So with a few different things added there, got the Disneyland churro cart there, and moving along. So we also have as you come around the corner, there used to be, and I don't know if it's still there anymore, the rail train that you would go in and you could actually eat, just get some, like a diner right here. I put that piece in there because I thought that would just kind of make really kind of a nice addition to that, and just kind of a nice little homage. As we keep moving on, there's the replica of kind of the Spanish mission from Southern California that's right there. And that turned out really nice. I really kind of like how that turned out. Down there, as we will do another one later on, another um, short video on it. Down that way is the Buena Vista Street, and turning that way is what used to be known as Condor Flats. It is now known as the Grizzly Peaks Airfield. And right ahead is Grizzly Peak. The thing that I tried to do with Grizzly Peak is do the best I could with what I had. And the stone that is being used is using the Gravity Falls terrain, and theming using Gravity Falls terrain, and having some water coming down that side. We will again also go over into that area in a coming video. But I think it turned out okay. We needed to be able to do what we could to create the snout and mouth of the bear, as Grizzly Peak has the bear that is kind of almost howling at the end, or whatever that looks like with it, and then also the ears to the bear, and that's what those pieces right there are. Again, like I said, I did what I could with what I had, but I felt like it doesn't take too much imagination to be able to see that almost looks like that peak up there almost looks like a bear. And when we go over into the Grizzly Peaks Airfield area in another video, we'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about how that has been developed, and how I created that with what pieces I used. But this is the main portion of it. What the idea is with each of these is, as you build it, you would go and get probably to right about here, and then have a trigger area that says, would you like to go to Buena Vista Street, and then immediately connect into going to Buena Vista Street, and create that one, have that tied into a door or something to that effect. And then the same thing in the 3 different directions that you would go. This other one, I would go and probably right about here. Again, same thing. Would you like to go into the Grizzly Peaks Airfield area? And then one other one would be right about, I think I need to be able to remember. And when you see, we'll kind of start kind of right about here. And what this one will do, coming from this side, this is my first one that is kind of more just an homage to everything. Off in the distance here, just beyond those hills and between the tree right over there, is going to be the Bugs Land. Now, I know that Bugs Land is no longer there because of Marvel's Avengers Campus. And so you would think, well, how would I get to Marvel's Avengers Campus if this tide is going to take me over to Bugs Land? And the answer for that is fairly simple. You have to approach it through Buena Vista Street and over that way, and go around that direction, which will take you past what used to be the Tower of Terror and is now the Galactic, I forget what it's called, but the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. And we do actually have that in that. So once we finish Buena Vista Street, so we'll have them connected one to another to another. Buena Vista Street will be just a really quick short video as well. And then beyond Buena Vista Street, as you turn right, just past the theater that's over there, the Hyperion Theater, you would be able to go and see, or just before you get to Hyperion Theater, I guess, we'll get a chance to be able to go and see Avengers Campus. So each of these are designed in such a way that I actually started with this one, and as I've worked on the other ones, which they are not really completed yet, but I take this exact toy box, and then I will remove all of the pieces that I don't need from. So looking down the street here, when I did Buena Vista Street, I took all of those other pieces out, because when you start at Buena Vista Street, you're starting right here. And so all of those things around the corner from there, on the things that are off on the left, even including Grizzly Peak and all of those other things, get removed as I start with Buena Vista Street. It's kind of a little bit of a different thing than what Professor Toybox has done with his Disneyland one, and I thought it would be nice to kind of give it a shot and see what happens. So that's what we've got happening with that, and so you'll see that, and I will reference that when I do the walkthrough of Buena Vista Street. But this is what I have of Disney's California Adventure so far, and I hope that you enjoy that. And for those of you who have been, I hope this brings back some memories. I hope you're able to take inspiration inspiration from this and create something that looks very, very much like California Adventure to go along with your Disneyland toy box that hopefully you are being able to create and recreate with a Disneyland toy box. A couple of different things just to note on this. I did use a lot of the canopies on there on the fronts of buildings. I also added just a few other small little things like some flowers, some flower boxes, the Disneyland trash cans, a few of those types of things like that. But this is what I have, and hope that you enjoy seeing this. Added a couple of doors to it, and even a short little balcony up there using the Jabba the Hutt floor grate as the theming for the bottom of that, and then also using some Asgardian things to the style of the Asgardian railing, which I think really added a nice little kind of that California Adventure feel. If you've been, you kind of understand what I'm talking about with that. So I kind of rushed through this one and didn't want to rush too much. So I'm backing off for just a moment. We're not done quite yet. Let me go ahead and we'll just show you a little bit more closer up of these. This feel, you recognize this from the entrance as well. I put that all the way around the building, or at least around the sides of the building, and using some Fantasyland pieces. That's what these pieces are, is the Fantasyland wooden pieces, and also using some steps to come up here and creating the way that that might look with some doors, to be able to have the doors so it doesn't feel like completely uncomplete or incomplete with the doors. And there's a little bit of terrain that got brought over from across the way there, but that's fine. If it really is a bother with those types of things, being able to change that up. A lot of my reference points have been either point of view videos or taking just Googling the map of of Disney's California Adventure as well as Disneyland Resort, and being able to go off from the maps and just being able to see kind of what is in the various locations, using the palm trees from everywhere on there, the various palm trees that are in the plants drawer, most particularly, because those work really, really well. And this one right here is from Zootopia, the Zootopia power disc. So now I think that we can kind of be done. You can see the things again in the distance. We'll talk about each of those, and maybe even add in a few how you would do a couple of different rides from each of these areas. I hope you enjoy this. I hope that this is becomes an enjoyable inspiration for you for your own toy box and what you would be able to create with it. And until we see you again, so long.